45. The world was holding its breath as World War II raged on. Then, in a moment that would forever alter the course of history, two cities in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, were struck by a terrifying new force. On August 6th and 9th, the first atomic bombs were deployed. The images are seared into our collective memory, the ominous mushroom clouds rising high into the sky, followed by the complete devastation of bustling cities, reduced to rubble and ash. The immediate human cost was staggering, with over 200,000 lives lost. But the impact didn't end there. Survivors, known as hibakusha, faced a future of long-term health effects from radiation. These events ushered in the atomic age, raising profound questions about warfare, humanity, and our responsibilities. A date etched into history. On a clear Tuesday morning, the world watched in horror as hijacked airplanes struck the iconic Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon in Virginia. The coordinated attacks sent shockwaves across the globe, not just through the seismic impact of the towers collapsing, but through the profound sense of vulnerability that followed. In the immediate aftermath, chaos reigned, but so did incredible bravery. First responders rushed into the smoke and debris, and ordinary people helped one another in the streets. With nearly 3,000 lives tragically lost, the event didn't just leave a scar on a city's skyline. It reshaped global security, air travel, and our collective frozen in time. Not by ice, but by an invisible enemy. This is Pripyat, a ghost town neighboring Chernobyl. In 1986, a catastrophic explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant ripped through the night, releasing a cloud of radioactive material that dwarfed Hiroshima's. In the immediate aftermath, a city of nearly 50,000 people was evacuated, told they'd be back in 3 days. They never returned. Today Pripyat stands as a silent, haunting monument to one of history's worst man-made disasters. The eerie silence is broken only by the wind whistling through decaying buildings, a stark reminder of the immense power we wield and its devastating consequences. 2004, a day that started like any other for millions across 14 countries, but ended in unimaginable tragedy. Deep beneath the Indian Ocean, a massive undersea earthquake, one of the most powerful ever recorded, unleashed a force of nature that would change the world forever. This wasn't just a wave. It was a series of monstrous tsunamis, some reaching over 100 feet high, that slammed into coastlines from Indonesia to East Africa. The devastation was swift and absolute. Entire communities were swept away in moments, leaving behind a landscape of ruin. The world watched in horror as images of the aftermath emerged. The human cost was staggering, with over 230,000 lives lost, making it one of the deadliest natural disasters in modern history. Yet, amidst the heartbreak, stories of incredible courage, survival, and a massive global humanitarian response show. April 1912. The RMS Titanic, a marvel of engineering, hailed as the unsinkable ship, is gliding through the icy waters of the Atlantic on its very first voyage. It was a floating palace, a symbol of human ambition and progress. But on the freezing night of April 14th, that dream turned into a nightmare. An iceberg, a silent giant in the dark, tore a gash in the ship's side. The unsinkable was sinking. Panic erupted as the magnificent vessel began its descent into the abyss. In just over 2 hours, the Titanic was gone, taking with it more than 1,500 souls in one of history's most tragic maritime disasters. This event forever changed maritime safety regulations. A somber reminder. It felt like the world's economy hit a brick wall. 1 minute, things seemed fine. The next, global markets were in a freefall. We saw shocking images of stock graphs plunging, once mighty banks closing their doors, and millions of ordinary people losing their jobs and even their homes. It wasn't just a headline. It was a crisis that rippled across the entire planet, triggering a massive worldwide recession. But from that chaos came change. governments and financial institutions were forced to rethink everything, leading to significant economic reforms designed to prevent a disaster like that from ever happening again. It was a harsh but powerful lesson in how interconnected. A new virus emerged, and in a flash, it rewrote life as we knew it. This wasn't a movie plot. It was the COVID-19 pandemic, a global event that truly changed the world. Suddenly, bustling city streets fell silent, replaced by an eerie quiet. We saw images of overwhelmed hospitals and the brave faces of healthcare workers behind their masks. Lockdowns became our new normal, and economies around the world faced unprecedented challenges. It was a time of immense loss and uncertainty, but it was also a time that revealed our incredible resilience. We learned to connect in new ways, to support our communities, and to appreciate the simple things we once took for granted. The pandemic showed us just how interconnected we all are, and how, together, we can face a day that forever scarred the city of Beirut. What began as a fire at the city's port escalated into a catastrophic explosion. A massive warehouse storing nearly 3,000 tons of ammonium nitrate ignited, unleashing one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in history. The blast sent a terrifying mushroom-shaped cloud into the sky, and a devastating shockwave tore through the Lebanese capital. The visuals are haunting. A colossal fireball followed by a wave of destruction that leveled the port and shattered buildings for miles around. The human cost was immense. Over 200 people lost their lives, thousands were injured, and an estimated 300,000 were left without a home in an instant. The port, a vital lifeline for the country, was obliterated, deepening an already severe economic crisis. The Beirut explosion is a stark reminder of the single event in Minneapolis sent shockwaves across the globe. The tragic death of George Floyd during a police arrest was captured on video, and his final words, "I can't breathe," became a rallying cry for justice and change. What followed was not just a local story, but a global awakening. Millions of people, from all walks of life, poured into the streets. You probably remember seeing the images, seas of people marching, holding signs, and participating in peaceful vigils. This wasn't just a protest. It was the powerful resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, demanding accountability and an end to systemic inequality. This moment forced a worldwide conversation about race, justice, and the role of law enforcement in our communities. It highlighted the deep-seated issues that many face and sparked a commitment to build a massive magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck off the coast of Japan, unleashing a chain of devastating events. This wasn't just a tremor. It was one of the most powerful quakes ever recorded, and it triggered a colossal tsunami with waves reaching over 40 meters high. Coastal towns were engulfed, and homes, schools, and infrastructure were swept away in moments. But the disaster wasn't over. The powerful waves crashed into the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, causing a catastrophic failure of its cooling systems. This led to multiple meltdowns and explosions, releasing radiation into the air and sea. The triple disaster left an indelible scar, a powerful reminder of nature's force and the complex challenges of our modern world. It's a story of immense loss, but also of resilience and the enduring spirit of a nation rebuilding. Thank you for watching.